We're down in the zoo's insectarium, which is a celebration of biodiversity. And that's because in the world there are more than 1 million types, maybe actually multiple million types of insects, whereas there are only a few thousand of species such as mammals or birds or fish. We're down here with Michelle Fair, who's one of the entomologists and keepers of our insects, and she has my favorite insect, Royal Goliath Beetle from the Congo.
Yes.
Now they must be a little rare because I've been to the Congo and we didn't see them, but maybe we have to go back and get some.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So yeah, a lot of people don't raise them because they're very difficult.
Yeah.
And in the wild, they're susceptible to deforestation and forest fragmentation and all of those. So it's tough. Like if you go to visit, it would be really hard to see and find them.
So tell us a bit about, this is a female?
Yes, this is a female. Her name is Gretta. Can I get her out for you real quick?
Now they're smaller than the males, because I've seen the males.
Yes.
They're the heaviest insect, I think, in the world.
They are,
They're as big as a baseball. But so she's full grown, but is she smaller than normal?
She is smaller than the average female, yes. So these guys are kind of unique. This whole species of Goliath beetles is unique because they need a very high protein diet when they are young as larvae. And so that's kind of the struggle with raising these guys, is finding something that they'll eat.
So what do you feed them when they're larvae?
So we actually feed them fish koi pellets because they're 40% protein and they don't have a lot of fat in them, the pellets themselves. So it's healthier for the larvae. It helps them to put weight on, but they're so susceptible, like I said, to any kind of climate change, like temperature, humidity, even moisture levels too. So.
You know, it's funny when you say that because people often think, boy, it must be difficult, say, to take care of elephants, right, or rhinos. And there are a lot of challenges with training, et cetera. But the truth is, you know, they don't have a lot of real specific requirements. They just like to eat a lot of plants.
Right.
Whereas in this building, you've got hundreds of different species.
They all eat different things.
Yeah, and they have also an interesting life cycle. So she's an adult, but tell us about how her life goes along.
Okay, so as a female, they'll lay eggs deep in the substrate in a kind of a compost kind of substrate that's semi-moist. And when those larvae hatch out of an egg, they have what we call instars. So they have 3 instars, and instars are just life stages. And that means like from hatchling to the time they molt, that's 1 instar. From that molt to the next is second, and then the next molt to their pupation period is their 3rd instar.
And those larvae or grubs can get big, because I've seen some that are as big as, big as a bratwurst.
So they can get up to and even a little bit beyond 110 grams as a larva, which is amazing. Like it's the size of my hand. It's crazy.
People understand grubs. They've seen them with local ones, but these are really big.
So they're really big.
How does that then turn into an adult beetle?
Okay. They will build a cocoon, or the pupal cell, out of materials around them, mostly inorganic substrate.
Underground?
Yep. So they'll go beyond that organic layer, which is your compost, your broken down wood, and they'll go even further into the inorganic layer. And that's for protection, and protection not only from predators, but from temperature and humidity changes. And they are in that cell for anywhere from 6 months to a year. It varies individually, so not even subspecies wise, it's individually. And they'll do they pupate, so they kind of transform into what looks like an adult beetle, but it's actually their pupal stage, and they stay like that until they pop out as adult beetles, which we call eclosure. So.
And is that the point they climb out from underground?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so they will completely kind of pop their cocoon open, and then they'll emerge to the surface, and they will want to find food right away. So.
And they live as an adult like 6 months?
6 months, yep. 6 months is average. They can live up to about 10 to 12 months, but it's rare, especially for large beetles. They just don't have the energy left.
Now, when folks come to the insectarium, I understand they're in this big beetle exhibit. I
Yes,
know
they
there's
are.
many different species here. They're all African.
Correct. Yep.
Now, people have to be patient, right? Because some of them are obvious. They're bright green.
Yes.
But they hide a lot and burrow.
So especially females like Greta here, she will burrow into the substrate because that's what they would naturally do to lay eggs. So she generally comes out in the afternoon, evenings, around like 3:30ish.
Okay. Well, this has been great.
Yeah.
My favorite insect, the Royal Goliath Beetle from the Congo, named Greta. We're here with Michelle Fair. be sure to come look for both of them when you come to our insectarium.